Hey y'all, welcome to BluesDay Tuesday number 4. Today we're going to be doing Crossroads Blues by Robert Johnson. This is Cream's version. We're going to do the first solo by Eric Clapton. We're going to do the basics of the song. We're also going to jam in the key of A. So let's look at our first riff here. So we kind of have an A power chord, the open and the 2, the open on the 5th string, 2 on the 4th string. And then we're coming down to the 3rd string to the A note. We're going 2, O, 2, O, 2, O, and then a little bend on that 3 on the 5th string. So it kind of pulls off there at the end. So we do that twice, 3, 4. And then we're going to go. So that's just a double. That's a 3rd string and 2nd string at the same time. So we do the exact same kind of phrasing and the hammer on and all that. Then we're going to go to a D7. So open 2, 1, 2. We're going to get into a little picking thing there, but let's look at what we got again here. 2, 3, 4. 2 times of that. 2 times of that. Then we're going to go. And then back to the A. So this one is. Let's break that down. We got. So we have 2 bass notes on that D. And then we have the 2nd string, 3rd, and 4th string. And then the 1st string. Kind of come back one. Little bend on that C note again there on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. So. Now here. We go to the higher strings there. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Back to the A. So all together we have 3, 4. That's our E honky tonk thing. We got a open and 2 on the 2 big ones. 2 to 4, a couple times on that. Okay, so we got the E chord. A couple times of that. Then we're going to slide into the 7 here on the 5th string. So we got 5, 7 on the D. 5 on the G, back to that 7. So dee da doom da da dum. And then we have a hammer here. 5 to 6 on the G, and then 5, 5 down here. So that was 5, 5, 8 to 5 pull off on the 2nd string. 7 on the G to 5 on the B. Back into that hammer. And then we're going to go 7 on the D. That hammer again. 5th fret of the 2nd string. Down to our 5 chord note there, the E there. So we got. And then we're going to start this new honky-tonk rhythm. So that's our A power chord going to the 4th fret of the D string. So we're coming up to the 5th fret, 5, 7, going to the 9th fret of the same kind of honky-tonk thing here for a D chord coming from A. But we can slide in from this C sharp power chord into that D. So it's like. Come down to D. Next verse. there's 3 in a row. Okay, and then the solo is going to start. Well, let's have you guys jam. Let's look at our A minor pentatonic scale. So you got all those kind of riffs, you know, you got. So how about I'll play the rhythm to that, and then you guys take a solo a little bit, and then we'll get into Clapton's first solo from that song. So here we go. You got your A minor pentatonic. Remember, that's a good one to kind of start with, because or sliding into that, because that's your A note. That's your root note to get started with. So let's go for it. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that last 2 times there, I didn't do because I was trying to be more like in the background, like for you to be Solomon. So sometimes you leave little things out so that you're more in the background. Okay, so let's take a look at Eric Clapton solos. We're gonna go. So first thing he does is and lets that A note ring, and then we're gonna come in. So he's going to have a 2 to 4 in the D to the A on the 2nd fret of the G string and back to the 4. And then we're going to have so 2 4 2 4 2 4 6. So we have 5 to 7 on the 2nd string. So 5 7, little 5 back to that 7. And then we're gonna go chords. So 5s to 7 and 5. Back to 5s to 7 on the G. So we have da 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 dee da da dum dum. So that's a quick hammer. And then we have 5 7 5 7 5. So we have a pull off here. 7 to 5 on the G down to the 7 on the D. So we're gonna bend that 7 on the G, little 5 to 8 on the 2nd string. That was a bend on the 7 on the G, and then a 5 7 hammer. So we got a da da doom dum dum sliding into the 9 with an 8 underneath it. So. we come down. Got that hammer on the G string. So we slid into the 10 on the second string, down, down to 8, 10 on the little one, back to 10. Okay, then we have, so we're hammering in, we got 8s, hammering into the 10 of the second string. So we got to slide down, 9 to 7. Pull off there, so one more time. All right, we got this hammer-on riff here again. So we got this double hammer-on thing, and then we're sliding down, and then hammer, 5, 5, 7. So we got sliding down there, and then we have that riff, kind of from the beginning there. So once again on this part of the solo, then we got one more part of the solo. So here's the beginning of this new part of the solo. Okay, so that's our new part. So we got 13th fret of the second string, slight bend into the 14th fret of the third string. So we got, so that was just 13, 15, and then bend it up, back to 13, 14, and then 12 to 14 on the D to the 12th fret of the G string. Hammer. So da-dum-da-da, and then sliding it down, ring finger. Da-dee-da-doom. So we got. And then. So easy enough there. 12, 14. And then bend this 15. So wing, wing. 13, 15, 14, 13, little bend. So once again, we got. And then we have, kind of like before, da-dum, dee-dee-dee, da-dee-dee-dee. Now we're going to take this up to, so we're up into the A major pentatonic there. We got this A again. to cover right now. I might do another one on this where we do the later on solo. We do kind of a review and another jam on that one. So thanks for checking out BluesDay Tuesday number 4. This is Damon with Guitar Lessons. Like to see you soon. Come on back. Thanks a lot. All right, this is going to be Eric Clapton's second guitar solo in Crossroads by Cream. I've got a video I did recently that has all the rhythm parts, the intro, and the whole first solo, but this is going to be about the second solo. Okay, so the first thing we have is... Okay, so that's our first riff. We got the 19th fret of the G string, and then we got the 17th fret of the B string. 3 in a row there, so we got... The second time we go to the chord down there, the 2/17, so we got... So we end up doing that 3 times. So we got the first one is by itself, and then we're going to do the chordal thing 3 times. We end up bending that 20th fret of the second string and holding it for a bit, so we got... Okay, and then the next riff is... So we got 17, 20 on the second, bending the 19 on the G, 17, 19, and 19 to the D. So the 2 things we got, real slow. And then we're going to go. So we got the 17 to the 18 on the G, 17, 17. We got... We're going to pull off that 20 to 17 on the B, 19 on the G, 17 on the G, 19 on the D. So... Okay, so that's our first couple of riffs. Now, one thing to talk about is when we get into the solo, he's going to be doing that riff, the main riff of the tune. It's like... So we're going to let that A note ring for 2 beats, and then we start our thing. So it's like... 1, 2... So our new thing is we're going to bend that 20 on the little E back to the 20, and then... We're going to do a hammer-on pull-off, 17 to 20 to 17. Hit the 19 on that B, and then back. So we got... So after we do the... We're going to go 19 to 20 and bend it. So that new thing there is going to be... So then we start getting into a thing where we're hammering on the 17 and 19 on the D, and we also use the 17 underneath it on the G. So it can be like a hammer on here and kind of go into this note separate. Or it can be like a chordal thing where you kind of hammer in the one, but you're using them both as a chord back and forth. So he's pretty great at, Clapton was pretty great at like being able to like just kind of like mix it up and make it just feel, you know, real cool how he wanted it to. So one more time, we're going to go. Then you're going to eventually get into a lower one. And you come down to the lower one. Come down to the higher one pitch-wise. So you can have like a kind of come down to that 1917. And then you got this little 1917 19. Then we have a new thing. We're going to bend this. We got 3 in a row. We're going to have a So you bend it and you kind of hold that slightly, and then you have 3 notes. Bend it again, 3 more notes. So we got, that's gonna be a 20 to 17, 19 on the G, back to that 17. Hammer on, pull off there. So let's see what we got. Okay, then we end up on that low one. So we're gonna bend that 20 on the second. 17, 19, 17 on the G. And then we have this pull off on the D to the A. And we have these 2 notes here, the 17s in the middle. Back to that 19 on the 5th, so. Okay, that starts our new part. Okay, so our new part goes 17 and 19 on the second, to the 17 on the little one, bending that 20 on the second. So you're gonna bend that 20 and hold it 2 beats. So it's like 1, 2. You're gonna do that one more time after holding it. Do that quick hammer on pull off. To that on the second there. You got like a bend up on the 20 to the 20 itself. 17, 20 twice. So let's go from like here's our new part. So we had one of those. And then this one we got a big bend with that first finger on that 17. So we got to pull off. Then we do chords there, 17s and 19s. So we got that new part. And then we're gonna go. So it's a little different. We got 17, 20, 17, 20, 19, 17, 19, lower 19. So we got. We got a big bend on that one. And that was G string to B and then hammer on the G. So we got a hammer on pull off. Got that chord there. And then we got a. So we got a little hammer here, second string to that one. So we got. So that new part. So that whole thing we got. So da-dee-doom, and then so we got some of these pull-offs, 20 to 17 and 19. Do 4 of those, bend that one, then we got so we got So this new thing, we got chord, 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 chord. So that's 17s and 19s. Then you start going 17 to 19 in the bass with the 17. Then you start doing these 19s down here in the second and third string. That kind of stuff. So from the top. So here we get into a thing we got doing a common double. You got to kind of time that one out good. So it's like. So we get into a. So we're heading into the end of the solo here. We got. So. Then we end with a dee-do-dee. Then we're going to have one of those hammer-on half step. So real slow. And then we're going to get into this 19. So it's a big whole step bend. And then we go 17 to 20. So hammer on pull off. We're going to end with. Okay, and that's the whole solo. So we got. All right, Crossroads Solo 2, Eric Clapton. Check out my first lesson on this one. I got a link up here if you want to check out the rhythm and solo one. Thanks a lot for watching. Talk to you soon.